All right. Yes. Yes, the Salvation. I've had one for a while, and I had the solder board, and it lost two of the little diodes on it, and so I've been waiting, and I finally picked up the um, hot swap board for it, and that's what we're going to be building today. And then we might take a look at the Leobog i75C Pro. And for that, I picked up some Osume Sakura keycaps, which I think are going to go great on the whiteboard. But yeah, how are you doing today, man? I have a bit of a cold, in case that's not evident. So if I suddenly go to BRB, yeah, it's probably because I'm blowing my nose or something weird. All right. But first, we need to get rid of this. Let's pull this out of the way. All right. Here we go. Yeah, there's been a lot of streams today. Maybe it's because most everybody else is snowed in. Denver did not get that much snow, which is weird and makes me a little sad. So this is the original plate that came with it. There's our good old Salvation logo. And so for options, there are like 0. Except for I have to split the backspace. And that's it. This has a 4-split backspace. Doesn't even have step caps, which, you know, kind of lame, but, you know, it is what it is. All right. I think I dug up some foam that should work on this board. Yeah. Maybe? Or not. Nope, that's not the right. How about the plate? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at that. Nope, doesn't line up. So we are going plateless today. I do have plate foam and PE sheet on the way. So the leaf springs, of which there are many, and could have 2 extras. If you're building it with the actual Salvation PCB, they recommended that you not use it. But essentially, hey, I'm missing one. That sucks. It's gonna hinder me a little. Let me see how that's going to work. But let's get a different one. So the leaf springs of the Salvation are essentially just an FR4 sheet. And then they are placed in here. Where they push down on this little rubber bumper that gets put into the notches, and they rest on bumpers. So, and then they secure with 2 screws, one on each side. So this one and this one, which I'm going to take the screws out. You put the PCB in, and it screws down to those. So it'll be like this. And you can see the 2 screw holes here. Am I going to care that one is missing? Let's go ahead and put this. So like that. And like that, and that's it. So you get your flex from that. But that'll become more obvious as we go along. I'll have to go through my stuff and find my spare rubber bumper, which I think I have at least one. That came with the plate originally. As opposed to, yes, it is held in place by 2 screws, one on each side, and then it rests on the rubber bumpers, which there are, again, 4 rubber bumpers on each side. Normally, this one is currently missing, and I'll need to go through my stuff. So you have the 4 rubber bumpers, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and then the 2 here and here that actually secure it down, which is not dissimilar to the Mode Envoy, which holds their stuff in place with 2 screws. Give me 1 second. So we're only going to need 1, 2, 3 stabs. Do I have 3 in here? Because if I do, I might just use this. No, I only have 1 in there. Okay. Well then, never mind. seems like a lot for my... we haven't even opened these yet. We'll be using the Type Plus stabs today instead of Paigu. That's really because I ordered something from... well, I ordered this from Novel Keys, so I ordered stabs with it. Alright. And we should not have to use any of these. We will need to use all of those. Well, not all, but some of those. And we're going to use 7U, 1, and 2. Okay. Such a hassle. So you have to be careful when you're pulling these guys out because they are associated with specific stems on specific sides. To get the best work from your stabilizers. And the Type Plus are actually my second favorite stabilizer behind the Paigu. Now, granted, Paigu is also Maze, is also Wuche Studio Stupid Stabs, but they're all the same, so they're basically, I use them interchangeably. We'll use my Reaper Pro paintbrush. This is an actual detail paintbrush for painting miniatures. And then we have our 205G0. We're just going to put along the inside here. This should line up like so. It does, great. So I actually got a really good deal on the Salvation when I originally bought it. I picked it up off of the Hipio eBay site, essentially. The Boardwalk is the name of it. I've actually sold stuff on Boardwalk too. So on these, I just do the bottom hook. And then I should be able to hook it in. And then get it in like that. And then it should snap in place. And then if I did it right, it will move, which it does. Okay, great. Okay. 2, that's in. Yep. Okay, good. We're in. So far, this is moving much more swimmingly than these Type Plus usually work for me. They're usually kind of a pain to get them to hook. See, I knew if I just mentioned it, they would become an issue. Maybe it's the wrong side. It shouldn't be. There we go. Okay. There's one. I am genuinely concerned as well. I personally have not had any problems, but stuff be crazy, man. Yeah, just recently seeing the stuff going down in Minneapolis. Yeah, sometimes it's rough. Okay. I don't know what is going to happen with it. Yeah, if we all just built keyboards. Of course, then some people would actually start wars over tactile versus linear. And then you'll just have the clicky kooks on the outside. I don't know. It seems to me as if crazy's gonna crazy. Clack Army! No. The Thok Regiment. Although this is probably going to end up being a clacky build today. Again, because my foams aren't here yet. Alright. So you to the side. Grab you. Make sure everybody's in. You are. Oh, 1 second. All right. So we got to do Amex Black Brigade. All right. Come on. Behave. I'm going to need more than one of you to come out. There we go. 6. That's all I need. All right, good. Are you all in? Can I just turn you over and not have you all fall out? I can. It's the sign of a good switch. Let's see. Are these... Oh, apparently the weather might be finally turning here. Okay. Well, thanks for chatting for a little bit, man. Glad you're here. Come back in a little while, and hopefully I'll have the sound test ready for you. Two. Apparently the weather's turned at the Broncos game. So I guess that might be an exciting thing if you're into the spurts. Oh, holy mackerel. I just looked outside. might get my wall of snow after all. Alright, welcome back if you were at a commercial. Let's do this the right way. Come here. And the last one. All right, so for switches today, I was thinking about, hopefully nobody saw that. And you go in here and you do appropriately. I just lubed, and I don't know how well I lubed them. I'm using some new lube, so it's a little dicey. But we have these snow crashes. I was thinking about using those, at least to start. And if that didn't work out, then we were going to try some Gateron smoothies. Okay, do my four corners. Because of the way that the USB is located right here, you have to invert these two keys. Just FYI. This is an FR4 plate. Again, this is the plate that came with the board originally. Now, I was looking at these snow crashes that I was gifted over the holidays. They were cleaned ultrasonically, but they also look like they were previously used and then desoldered. So I'm not sure if that's going to come into play during our build, but I guess we'll find out together. Oh, right. Invert. Uh-huh. Like, why isn't this going in? Because I just said you got to invert it. As I said, these switches were gifted to me by my Nix Keys Secret Santa. Speaking of Nix Keys, they have some extras back up. If anybody missed out on the Athena 65, they have like 2 in blue and 4 in black last time I checked. Along with that gorgeous patina plate for the bottom that you can have customized. And I'm gonna do that. Although I'm not gonna do patina, for my customization, I'm just gonna get it in brass so it matches the rest of my accents. Although I love the patina and will probably just put it on display. Although it's downstairs right now because I brought it to the keyboard meetup recently and I just haven't unpacked it yet. And one to grow on. Alright, so now we have our plate. Bring this back. It gets dropped in like that. Line these up. Take our screws. Where's my other screw at? Is that my other screw? I think that is. Come here, you. And one. Yes. And two. All right. Get these screws out of the way. Put you away. Put you away before I stab myself. Put the remaining you away. Which I need to count. Okay. For keycaps, since we're going with a foamless build, I was going to put on Striker 2. Because if you're going to go for it, you might as well go for it. That's fine. there's a little bit of rock in this corner, it would be because of the missing bumper, which I'm going to fix later. Because I essentially have to take apart all of that stuff. Oh, right. Not you. Oh, no. I need to go find keys for that. That's a good question. I guess we'll get there when we get there. There might be extra cat hair today. My cats were being extraordinarily needy. Well, just one. Just the big guy. I think his skin is dry and he wants brushing, but Freya and I do it as a tag team. She was at book club. I think, yeah. Why am I doing that? It's not the right thing, and this is the right thing. Well, that's not returning well. Hold the phone. Hold the phone! Hey, End of Greatness, what's going on? Might be that switch. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, there's a blizzard here. These are the HMX Snow Crash. If I don't like them, I may end up putting on Gateron smoothies, which I generally like better on foamless builds. The smoothies seem to really work well. But I just wanted to test these out. So there might be a rebuild. Oh, I actually have a better Nautilus. I have the Ghost Judge version of Nautilus. And that is an almost exact match for this board. But again, since I was doing it foamless, I decided to do it with the GMK. Alright, so I don't have this. Just a little. There we go. There you are. Do I have another one? Okay. Nautilus, by the way, is my least used and my first set. So let's go ahead and we're going to pause the music. And then let's do a quick typing test. This is my lubed Snow Crash FR4 plate on the Salvation with GMK Striker 2. No, these are not working. Not working at all. Hold a phone. Let's go ahead and... Should have gone with my first thought. Okay. These are Gatorade smoothies. Oh, what did I do? Check something up. This sounds better. This still sounds bad. That's pretty good. Okay, let's try this. Then I might go maybe cilantros. Ooh, I bet cilantros would be great on here. Or I could go completely old school. I think I got some Oil Kings around here somewhere. Come on. Don't be stubborn. Alright. First we'll try cilantro. Then we're going to try B-Sun. Snow Dianes. Need 4. That's kind of better. Oh, hey, I need to put that away. Alright. We will just give a quick try to snow dians. If anybody has any comments, go ahead and let me know. We could also put glorious pandas in here. Actually, I do kind of like the snow dians better. All right, let's go for it. Let's do that. 4. See how the space bar is with snow dians. That sound good? The smoothies? I thought that cilantro sounded way better than smoothies. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do a quick rebuild with the snow giants. Let's get that music back going. We might come back to the smoothies. Smoothies almost always sound good on a playlist build for me. But I think in this case, the snow giants are better. I think these guys, I'm probably going to end up having to relube with some 3204 instead of whatever I put on here. I'm going to relegate that stuff to stab duty. Okay. Invert the first two here. We have to do this row by row because, well, actually we don't. Now that we have one row in, it'll keep the plate in place. So I could just do the rest. Still coming down out there. That's crazy. I was just telling the Marshmallow stream that we didn't get any snow, and I was sad about it. I guess somebody heard. It's like there's a snow machine outside. Nope. Okay. You're not the right switch. Switch. When I'm grabbing switches, I'm looking for snow dianes, and occasionally I grab cosmic purples, which is an HMX switch. All right. Come on. Here. really happy we're finally getting the snow. I hope it stays up. I think I need to make sure that my screws are tight. Excuse me. Take a drink real quick. Coca-Cola. Not sponsored, but I would take their sweet Coca-Cola money. And it seems oddly appropriate to use snow Dianes today. Back here. All right, let's try this again. Oh wait, actually, before we do that, I'm going to tighten these down a little. And drop a screw in here like I did. There. Okay. You. Okay, so here we go. We'll pause the music. And this is the Snow Dianes with GMK Striker 2 in the FR4 plate on the Wilbatex Salvation. As you can see, there's just a little bit of flex from the FR4. And yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to try out the board. Get it plugged in to make sure that everything is working. Okay. See, I was going to start the music. And all right, let's see. It should come up in here. Let's see if it does. Boom. And that is why you should register your VIA with them so that this happens. It just comes up. It just works. You love working. Let's see. What do we got? I guess I could actually keep that. Well, no, I'm not gonna. I just want them to be backspaces. That's all. I hate split backspace, by the way. Where's my backspace? Why can't I see backspace? Oh, okay. All right. So this is what I normally do. I make them both backspace. Don't ask me why. Well, you can ask me why. I'll tell you. I hate split backspace. That's left win, that's right win, that's okay. And we're not doing that. Let's see. Okay. So, what we want is our WASD to be our arrows. And then we want this to be print screen. That is going to be home, page up. That is going to be delete, end, page down. That is going to be our media. Stop, play pause, previous, next. I'm not putting anything there, but that is my MO2. Okay, oh, yes, my MO2. Actually, I'm going to put something there. That is our reset. Okay. Yeah. So, oh. I done messed up. Rod, look at that. Where's my... there we go. Okay. All right, let's start again. Oh. Okay. Back. We left off here. That's not going to come up that well. And then that works. So we know that our function works. Yeah, when we're done on this guy. What do you think? Did you like the sound? Should I do something different? Hold on. I think this needs to shift over a little bit. Uh-oh. Let's do that. Uh-oh. Oh, well, I'll do that. I've already done that, I thought. It was doing a little bit of rubbing on the plate on this side. So shifted it over, screwed it down. It should fix that problem. And that's what it did. Yeah. Top row's kind of weird. Aside from that, I think everything is great. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's this board. I think I'm going to leave that as is for now. But what I'm not going to leave as is our next board. This is the High 75C Pro by Leobog. In collaboration with Aula. This was a auction purchase. but everything seems to be intact, including the top case. Oh, here, let me let's go ahead and clear that out. Okay. So the C has some differences from the original. First and foremost is the fact that it features wireless. And well, let's get the accessories out. Let's take a look and see what it comes with, or hopefully it came with, since seems like a weird box. Come on, you. Open. I don't want to rip you. Oh, I've already started. It's so weird. They made it like super long. Right. So we have the switches that came in it. These are linear. And set that to the side. Keycap switch puller. Not branded for them, I don't think. Oh no, it is. Leobach. There you go. And a braided A to C cable. And then the keyboard itself. So the keycaps that come on here stock look like they're MDA. They are probably, oh no, they are dual shot PBT. Let's get a measurement here. 1.4. That's actually pretty good. Dual shots are usually a little bit thicker. As you would expect from a Leobog board, has a decent amount of flex. And this is the original sound test. So this is the stock switches, which are, let's go look that up. You can get a chance to see the RGB. Good old classic row by row. Here's the board. Let's take a look at some of the specs. This is the board that we've got. They replaced the original red with a clear. I'm hoping that they made it so that we can select the color of it too. So these would be the turquoise switches. Actually, I need to open that. But it is a hot swap. Let's see. It comes with decently lubed plate mount stabilizers. I think, yes. Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. They do not support PCB mounted stabilizers, which is fine for our purposes today since I did not have any extra. I just had the one set. Per key RGB, as we saw. MDA profile, like I said. So it's kind of a classic MDA profile sound. The wide flat tops contribute to this, if you can see. Let's see what specs this thing has. We already went over tri-mode connectivity. We're not doing music reactive lighting. Spray coat finish. In this case, it's white. But apparently they have a gold and a purple. And the purple looks nice. Let's see. So we have a dual gasket, top-bottom gasket. Polypropylene plate. Pour-on foam for the plate foam. Then we have an IXPE sheet and a PET sheet. And then the PCB. More pour-on foam. Another PET layer on the bottom. That is going to be an electrostatic layer. And then, of course, the rubber feet. It's a 1.2 millimeter thick PCB, which helps to explain things. You can replace the switches and keycaps. What do you know? That's contextual, so that's stupid. Detachable cable. I mean, a lot of these things, you know, they're not really selling points these days. The knob, I don't know if you can hear it, but has a decent little clicky action going on. Here's the dimensions. You know, that's pretty good. They don't really tell us like the typing angle or anything. What do you say we take a look at these layers? I think this is a hidden screw design. It is, just like the last one. Or not. Don't tell me they're underneath the feet. Oh no, they are. There's the hidden screw. There's the hidden screw. Wait a minute. There's a different switch in here. Huh. So the spacebar had a Reaper as the switch. So That's weird. Either it came like that, or that was a gift from the previous owner. Because again, I bought this at an auction. I paid $26 for this keyboard. Okay, so we've got 2, 1. There's 1. So one on the top, probably not. There it is, there it is. One more, should be right here. I'm going to replace these keycaps anyway, so I'm just going to pull them off. This is interesting though. If you don't know, the Reaper switch is considered to be one of the best Leobog switches on the market. People love that thing. Which is interesting. Well, not interesting, but funny anecdote. I've tried a few. I have not tried the Reaper. But I've tried a few different Leobog switches, and I wanted to like them so much. And I just... They always fall short somehow. Like, there's always some sort of sound. Something that... Some weird tonality that just doesn't work for me. Alright. Let's grab our screwdriver. I will be right back again. Sorry, I'll try to make those short. But here's the question. Can we improve on this keyboard immediately? Come here, you. Yes. Haha. Screw you, Phillips head screws. So all I got to do is get them out, and we'll replace them with hex screws. Although we are trying to get it open, so I will need to take that one back out. So when buying budget keyboards, it is good to invest in one of these packs of M2 screws. Maybe a pack of M3 screws. For when you run into Phillips head situations like this. Because they tend to use like cheap stuff. So they strip very quickly. In most cases, with the hidden screw design, you need to remove the screws at the top and this side, if it's a 75%. ever mentioned how much I love building keyboards? Come here, you. Get under there. Okay. All right. There it is. Okay. I hate that knob. I mean, it's interesting because of... Alright. So let's get a look at the internals. Our PE sheet and our plate foam are attached to the bottom, so it acts as essentially a tape mod. Oh, unless we need to, I'm not going to do this. But there is kind of a ridge sound disbursement in the bottom, so hopefully that's going to help with our sound a little bit. I go in. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and remove some foam. Hey, I cut myself. And I broke a nail. Mainly I want to get rid of that PET sheet that's underneath here. I used to like the PET sheets, and recently I've just not been liking them as much. Obviously, with this being a pre-built, there's not really any options, not even step caps, which is sad. Some of the newer boards, like the Epomaker ones, that they do. The gaskets are attached to the board at the top and the bottom. I don't know what that was, but I'm sure I'm going to want it later. So you can see the gaskets here. You can see the gaskets here. Ah, that was the screw in the bottom. Okay. So we will rebuild this one with Gateron smoothies. After we take out the PET sheet. And then we will put on some Osume, Sakura, Haragana keycaps. I don't know why I say it like that. I don't know. It's like that skit from SNL. Or the way that Giada De Laurentiis overpronounces mozzarella. Which I find to be hilarious. Should I start adding like things to buy with points? Like Hey, the Adept, build this time plateless. You know, forcing me out of my comfort zone, I guess. Which I think is kind of what a lot of content creators do. Like, you know, Chibi has squats. I'm not going to do that. You can hold your breath for that one, but yeah. Alright, so we should be able to just lift this up. There's our plate foam. That is a pour-on. Plate foam. And then these two are attached. But only sorta. Alright. I'm sure my cat will eat that later. Sadly. Backwards. That's interesting. What are you? What are you? Huh. I'm guessing that's the Bluetooth module antenna. Then we have a second rubber piece right over there. This to go back this way. Bring out the smoothies. Return, smoothies. You've got a job to do. Doing this the old-fashioned way, with just supporting with my hands underneath, because of the polypropylene flex cut plate and the flex cut 1.2 millimeter PCB will have a tendency to not securely go into the plate. So if I need to make changes, I can do that. Did I tell you about my, has everybody heard about my new Excel spreadsheet that's got all my keyboards on it? And I'm putting on everything that I'm going to be selling or giving away, and got all my, I got a tab for my switches. As it happens, I have more Gateron smoothies than any other switch, which makes sense since I keep buying them. Not to mention the white switches match the board. And will go well with the keycaps. Have I asked this before, but who is into that kind of design? Who thinks it's important to match their switches to their keycaps to their case? Because I do. are actually going in pretty nice. I might just be able to just do this. Could make this go faster. The blizzard has calmed down a little bit. But only a little bit. Wind's picked up though. Temperature dropped down to 12 from like 29 when I started the stream at 3. So like in an hour and a half, hour and 45. Went down like 10 degrees, like 15 degrees. It's crazy. No, except we're going to have to take out a couple of switches. I'll just leave those two out. Okay, we're gonna need 2 more. And then take off A. I'm not gonna call anybody a hoser. Not here. More of a work thing. Which we do when we're leaving work. Like, hey, I'm gonna take off. And they're like, yeah, take off, you hoser. Okay. So now we are going to replace the original Phillips head screws with these. Don't look at my... Which you can't really see, but our hex M2s. So that... Should I sell or give away this keyboard? I'm leaving it better than the way I found it. And I've reached out to Aula to see if they wouldn't mind sending me some stuff. We'll see how that goes. But if they do... I will mention to them that they should start using hex screws. Who knows if anybody will listen to me. Yeah, I need that. Get back. Mango restreaming? That's interesting. Alright, let's see. Is this gonna work? And it is. Dun, dun, dun. Just taking a second to blind you. No big deal. Let's get the last switches back in. you out of the way. There is a notch that goes in, and this goes over top. And then this drops in, I believe, like this. Do I force it? Let's not force it. Feels like it wants to go. I mentioned I don't like this knob. Yeah, it is this way. Come on. That should be right. Weird. It pops the whole thing up. Alright, so that's the way it should go. Put this back on. Like that. There we go. Okay. Nope, not on. All right, let's do this. Come on. There you are. Nope, still not on. Nope, still not on. You were on. How many keyboard texts does it take to install a knob? Her. Excuse me. Nope, still not in all the way. This is just bugging me. I'll deal with it later. Unless it doesn't work. It might not work. We'll see. So I'm changing this from green to secure. Excuse me. This was another pickup. This was a Mercari purchase. So shipped, I got this for 66 bucks. Which is a good deal, I think. I don't know why my color is all off. Thought I had it all dialed in. As it happens, it did not. Let's see, it's delete. And page up, page down, and end. I think this is going to be a super foamy sound, which, you know, kind of the Leo bogs are known for. Caps. Not stepped. Oh no. Can't have that. All right. Down to the home stretch here. I think we have, yeah. Okay. then we move from here. If you haven't gotten an Osume set, they're awesome. All of these trays are labeled, so you know where the keys go when you're taking them back off, if you take them back off. That's what I was hoping to see. All right. Let's get this back in here, get it out of the way. Let's do a sound test. So this is Gateron Smoothies. We removed the PET sheet from the High 75C Pro, and we have Osume Sakura Hiragana keycaps, bicep. So, 1 second. What do I think about the Leobog High 75C? I think it's a good board. It took everything that was in the Leobog and made it better. Giving us a little bit of wireless. It still has the stupid knob, which God only knows what it's doing right now. Which I'll figure out in a little bit. But let's go. Let's go. It's going too far. That's closer. That's too far. I got one or the other. Nope, can't do that. It's about as good as my camera's going to get. But, yeah. So the big problem with the High 75C is the software. So if we go to the High 75 website, and I'm going to bring that back up. Let's take a look, because I know the answer to this. Because I've been fighting with it since yesterday. So there is a download option, right? You go here, and there's a reset, and there is not a whole lot else. So, like, they tell you to go here to get your software, but when you get to the past all the F's, F, 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 U, F, Aula. Here we go. All right. H. So here's the Leobog. Here's one. And we could download this. Scanning for viruses. So then there's this one, which is the High 75. We can grab this. So the first one, the one that says Leobog, is actually for an AMG 65. So that's not even going to help us. So I'm just going to get rid of that. And then we'll go look at the 75 in a second. Go through the rest. Here's another High 75. We'll grab it too. So when you open up the first one, it just shows an error. It says app data null. Done. No good. So if we open up the second one, there is software here, which we can then install, and I will do so. And then run it. And then it just says, please connect your device. That's it. Just hangs. Does nothing. So, that's useless. So essentially, you're screwed on software. I'm going to reach out to Aula, and I might make an update later, but yeah, essentially since they didn't do VIA, they've got this stupid freaking software, and they don't make it readily accessible, so you can't really install it. Sorry, my hand just kind of went there. And yeah, it just sucks. So that's kind of killing this whole High 75C Pro vibe for me, is the fact that you can't do anything with it as far as remapping or anything because they're not making that software accessible. So I will give an update probably in next week for next week's stream uh, with what I find out. But for now, this is the build. Uh, if anybody has any thoughts on this, or let's just scooch on it back. We have, see, look, now this color is way off. So next week we'll have part 2 of the Salvation, where I'll have the rubber stopper, as well as I will have the foam kit. And so we're going to unbuild and rebuild this one more time with plate foam, maybe PE sheet. We'll see. Although, honestly, even for me, this doesn't really need it. This doesn't sound too bad. It's one of the things I loved about Salvation. Is it hitting the side again? Huh. Anyway, yeah. And then we have our I-75C. Two totally different boards. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Let's see if there's anybody we can raid. Twitch. Oh, wait, I didn't plug it in. Gotta need that. Guess we do Bluetooths, but let's see. Oh, Mango is still going. She is now playing Valorant. Oh, so we'll go ahead and raid her. And then of course I just close that. Get back. Again, everybody, thanks for joining me. Tune in next week. We'll be doing another testing this out with foams. And then we'll probably also build a GMK 67 by Zula. Let's see if she's doing good today. She's been practicing, I think. Oh, no, she just died.
But it's